How you doing? It's Larry from Urban Patriots again. We're here tonight. We got some things we'd like to talk to you about. I've got another member here with me, another member of the Urban Patriots. Actually, one of the original founding members with me here, Al. We have some things we want to talk about here. You know, there's a lot of things going on, and you know, once again, Ohio Urban Patriots, we're a new started up group in Ohio, Eastern Ohio, just a bunch of patriots that are just got together, and we're just tired of all the crap going around and everything, and we're ready to group together and stand together and do whatever we have to do. You know, we're peace, we preach peace, we don't promote violence. We don't want to entice any violence. We're not here for any violence. We don't want to break any of the laws. We're law-abiding citizens. But we do have things to say, and we are going to say them, and we are going to get them out there. We are basically a tactical survivalist prepper group. We have several members. We can be a little community to survive. How we prep for everything that may happen, from food, water, ammunition, means to protect yourself, just everything that you could prep for any kind of scenario that we possibly, whether you don't have power, you don't have heat, you know, and all of it. But today, you know, we want to get started. I wanted to bring another member. Actually, I wanted to bring a couple members, but we only got one today so far, Mother's Day, so it's a hard day. And first of all, you know, Al, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
This is member Al. I say he's one of the founding members with me here. We've been friends a long time. We believe the same. You know, we just on the same line of people. And so anyway, first, you know, we want to get into talking about this so-called or maybe it is a real cyber attack. The cyber attack on the gas pipeline that controls 45% of the gas that goes to the East Coast. You know, I think myself, you know, I really wonder if it's just not an excuse. You know, it's just an opinion, a scenario, but is it really an excuse, Al, for, you know, the government to have a way, a so-called cyber attack, to have a way to jump the gas prices way up all of a sudden, you know?
Absolutely not.
I mean,
No.
you know, there's a couple scenarios with that. I mean, what do you think? I mean, with the attack on, you know, do you think it's kind of a real thing, or?
I definitely believe it's a real thing.
I mean,
I believe it's something the government is doing to increase spending, increase their funds, and to shut down our supply, and so we can get from terrorist countries.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, here's the thing. There's a couple. I mean, either scenario is not good either way. Whether it be the government doing it, you know, it's all of a sudden a nice way to jack the prices all of a sudden way up. You know, we went here in our local town. I went to get gas at 10 o'clock the night before. Gas was $2.65 a gallon. I went back after I'd heard about this pipeline closing down, and it hasn't even hit the actual stocks trading markets and all the markets on the gas industry yet. I mean, that's yet to come Monday, so right. I'm sure our prices are
going to go skyrocket.
Yes, exactly again. But I went to get gas Saturday morning, well, it was Saturday afternoon, the very following day, from 10 o'clock Friday evening to about 4 o'clock Saturday early evening, gas was $3.15 a gallon already. $3.15. It went up 60 cents, approximately 50, 60 cents in less than 24 hours. You know, and this pipeline controls, they say, I thought it was a third, but I did some more research. 45% of the actual gas, not oil, but the refined gas after it comes to the East Coast. I mean, prices are going to go
Well,
up
it's going to start.
all through the whole East
And it's
Coast.
not going to stop.
No, and here's my other part of the scenario. Okay, say it truly is a cyber attack. They are claiming this black horse, wish I'd have done even more research before we made the video, but we kind of wanted to really get it on here. This black horse, this black, whatever it is, not a racial thing, that was the name of this hacking organization that has been known to do these kind of hacks before. They're hostage hacks. They open an email or whatever, and it takes over the computer system, and they have to pay to get it back. Exactly.
Yes.
They have to pay to get it back. So they've completely shut the pipeline totally down. The next fear is if it is this organization and they were able to do this cyber attack on just this one infrastructure grid that controls 45% of the gasoline to the East Coast, that's a scary thought. What would happen? I mean, what would happen if they were able to do cyber attacks on electrical grids, on all your water systems? Yeah.
All shut down.
Yeah, I mean, and what if they
have full
did?
control of us.
What if they did half of the United States? They wouldn't even have to do all of it. What if they done half of the United States?
It's going to cripple us.
I mean, it would cripple. People would die. There would be mass confusion. People that aren't prepared. And I say, people of the East Coast, if you haven't already, you really better fill every gas can you have. Fill every lawnmower, top your vehicle off with gas. Anything that takes gas, diesel, top it off. Gas it up. I put back a stock point. I saw it went to $3.15 that quick. I put back a nice stockpile right away. I went and got my gas cans and everything, and I started filling everything up. It's a really scary thought, Al. I mean, that could be very crippling. I know part of Biden, one of the bills that he's trying to pass is an infrastructure thing, and I'm not saying we don't need some infrastructure thing. We know we definitely do not agree with the policies that are with our government in place at this moment. Totally, but I'm not saying that we don't need some. I lost track. We need to have.
Right. We need to have more. More of
the people. We need to have more infrastructure done already, and I'm sorry, I just lost track a second, and I don't edit anything, so it is what it is. But why hasn't our infrastructure been taken care of already? I mean, and that, like I was talking about, we disagree with the liberal policies and everything, but we don't totally disagree that we don't need infrastructure repair and things built up. Obviously we do. You have to be able to protect yourself. I mean, it would be detrimental. I mean, it would just be devastating if they were able to pull off some kind of it wouldn't even have to be half of it.
We'd be done.
If you'd done a third of it, look, just wait for the ramifications of what's going to keep coming from just this pipeline.
Just right here.
Yes. From just being able
to gas.
Whether it be the government, whatever theory, you take it however you want to believe it, that's up to you. But either way, that's a very scary scenario that a small hacking organization would be able, and I'm not going to buy it, the government comes in and starts trying to say Russia, China, other foreign country. That's not true.
No,
I mean,
we've done that.
Stop trying to feed us with lies and things anymore. We know. I don't know whether the government was involved in the cyber attack and it wasn't what they say it is, or whether it truly was this black horse or this organization, this hacking organization. Either way, it's a very scary thought, and I would prepare, like I say, as a prepper, a survivalist group, I would put all the gasoline storage back that I could right now to try to get through. I'm going to ride a bicycle on days to go to work when I can. I don't work real far from where I'm at. You know, I'm going to try to save as much as I can to try to get through this. You know, that's
absolutely. That's smart. You got to start planning and start for a survivalist mode.
Absolutely, and that's it. You know, that's where we're going. We
got to break old habits.
I mean, we got so many things going on. You know, from these infrastructure things. You know, our next topic I'd like to get into. You know, they keep going with the Democrats and the far left, and this, I'm not even a Democrat Republican. This is just wrong stuff. You know, our organization, we don't believe that you don't. I understand it's okay to have, learn other heritages. And even in history and things, you know, it's not all about just white or black or Asian or Indian, or it's okay to learn about all heritages. But the 1619 curriculum that they started in New York with the programs in the schools and things, you know, the critical race theory things. You know, I saw a post and I shared it on Facebook, and you know what? This was probably one of the best things that I saw. There was a man that he had his daughter, his family, it was a white family. They were in Walmart. They had a family that there was a black family in front of him, and his daughter said, "Daddy, why did God make black people?" And he said, "Honey," he said, here's this. He said, "You know, all the pictures that you have on the wall in your bedroom?" And she said, "Yeah, yes, sir." And he said, "You know, they're all different kinds and varieties and sizes and things." He said, "What if we took all those pictures and sit down except for one?" And she said, "Well, I wouldn't like that, Daddy." And he said, "Exactly. God created all races, genders, the genders, sizes, shapes of people, because we're all beautiful."
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
The critical race theories and things, I'm not saying that we don't need to keep the history of slavery and things, and just like the history of all of our history.
Absolutely. We all have history.
We should keep it. But stop teaching our kids, to our future generations, this hate. Stop dividing them. Us patriots, we're not buying this racism. You're trying to play this racism card to Antifa, BLM. We do not support Antifa, BLM.
Absolutely.
We do not. They are racist, Marxist organizations. They do not help any race of people. They are using us, all of us, for their agenda. They are trying to make this race war. Look, we're all Americans. And it's okay if you're a Democrat or a liberal and you don't believe what we believe, conservatives, us patriots. That's fine. But you can't force your agendas all your agenda on us, and we can't force ours on you. We have to stop the critical race theory. Stop trying to teach our children that being born white is privilege. You're racist being born. No, you're not.
That's
People
racist.
Teach race. That is racism.
That's racism in itself.
Exactly, Al.
You're teaching the hate.
You're teaching the hate.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and you call it what you want, but Martin Luther King would be rolling over in his grave right now for what is going on in this country. I mean, and you can get mad at me. I don't care what color, what race you are. It doesn't matter. We do not judge you by your race or color. You as a person or how you are judged. It doesn't matter. If you are a bad person, you are a bad person. We will not like you, no matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Mexican.
It doesn't matter.
That's irrelevant.
Right.
Now, where it's relevant is, like I say, we all need to know our ancestry. We all need to know our origin. It's okay. I don't mind our kid, and I hate to break the race because you're bringing the race thing, but I don't mind slavery being taught in schools and things.
No, it
I
should be
don't.
taught, because we
It
don't
was
want to
history.
repeat. Well, the thing about history is to keep you from repeating the past.
Yes, they're trying
And
to erase.
without that, you will repeat the past.
Yes, they're trying
And
to
it's coming
erase
back.
everything. Yes, it's coming back.
Yes.
They're bringing it back. This
Yes.
is where we all,
And this
as
time
Americans,
will be worse than the last
Yes.
time if
Yes.
we don't stop this.
We all have to come together as Americans. We stop. We're not. This isn't a black-white. They're using us to do their dirty work. And if you play and fall into the game, then you're just part of it. Then they're going to dispose of all of us when they get their socialist, communist
Absolutely.
things going, and then
Big
we're
lie.
all. It won't matter what race you are. It'll be about who has the wealth, who has the power, and the rest of us are going to be the peasants, and they're going to make us do whatever it is for them to survive for everything and get rich and have their stuff. We'll have nothing. Venezuela, over in the parts of Russia, I mean, everywhere that this
Every
is going on.
socialist country. It's never worked.
So it's never worked.
No.
It will not work.
And it won't work here.
Stop teaching our future generations hate. Stop. We will not fall into this. We're not going to do it. We're not doing it. Antifa, BLM, they should not exist in this country. And I'm not saying
They're hate groups.
I'm not promoting any violence. We do not promote violence. We do not. But they do not. They are
Hate groups.
Marxist, socialist, hate. They have
Absolutely.
been destroying. Look, they have been destroying to this day, Al, Portland, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Arizona, California,
But our government
New York.
supports that.
Our government are supporting these people.
The Democrat Party.
Portland, and I want to get to Portland, Oregon, has released, their district attorney has dropped all charges against almost every rioter that has been arrested. Now, I'm talking, there's Antoine, and I wish I could pull the information up. I didn't get it wrote down in time. This man admitted to putting a federal officer in a chokehold. They had felony arrest warrants on this man. They dropped the charges. Al, they're still arresting patriots from the January 6th
Oh,
incident.
absolutely they are.
They're not arresting BLM and Antifa, who started and enticed everything, and unfortunately, some of the patriots just overstepped the boundaries. I don't agree with everything that happened, but they're blowing this way.
But it wasn't bringing violence.
No, the violence that
They
came from outside organizations.
Absolutely.
There were a few. I mean, they have some. There was a couple of patriots that did
But
do
overall,
things. Right.
there wasn't about
Right.
violence.
It was the energy and everything,
Right.
but they're not burning. They're not looting. They're not destroying. This is going on in all these cities now, and these fake media news organizations, they won't put it out there. Do your research, people. Wake up before it's too late to wake up. They're releasing the Antifa people and rioters with felony charges against felony officers, federal officers. These are federal officers, the same officers that they're arresting people, patriots, for putting them in prison, trying to put them in jail. They call us terrorists, but the real terrorists, they're just letting go, Al. They drop all charges. You know,
Because
this
they're for their
cannot.
agenda. That's why. Because it's for their agenda. They got to break down the infrastructure of the United States.
Yes.
And that's what they're working for.
And they're socialist, Marxist
Absolutely.
organizations. BLM, and you can get mad at me all you want, BLM does not support or do anything for black
No, they
people
don't. They have
except riot. They pick some kind of death over something and they riot. They destroy the exact same cities and businesses that they claim that they're supporting. Do they ever help rebuild
They
them?
haven't.
Do they do anything? Our organization goes out. We're trying to help the homeless in our local community. We're trying to do things. We have an MMA program. We take the youth, not problem. I don't even want to say that, but youth that can't have the money to go to gyms and don't have the money in the funds. Sometimes their parents really don't even pay that much attention, but we try to get them in here and we try to teach them things and give them. We do more for the local community, and whether it be black, white, Asian, all people, than BLM does. They take their money, they go buy the lady from the owner, the head lady from BLM. She took all them millions of support, goes and buys mansions all over the place. Did they go rebuild one city, Al, that they have been destroying?
No,
Any?
No.
Have they went and helped? Have they put any of those millions and billions of dollars that they got towards any college funds? And I don't like things specified for black, white, Asian, but for purposes of just explaining this, have they ever even put any of those millions towards college funds or businesses for black people? None. How do they represent black people?
And there's major corporates supporting them.
They're
making all kinds of money. I mean, there are billions of dollars coming in.
And this is where us American patriots, true Americans, we need to get together, all of us, and we're going to talk about this. We have a great big event coming in Columbus, Ohio on June 12th. But before we get to it, this is where all of us patriots need to come together. We need to come together and join together. These corporations, these Amazons, these Walmarts, these Facebook, these Twitters, these news organizations.
Nike.
We need anyone that supported these organizations and have funded them, you know, and now they're all trying to backtrack. They get backlash. Now they're all trying to backtrack. Even LeBron James, and we'll get to him in a minute on the thing, but you know, they're all trying to backtrack on things about giving them money and stuff now. You know, listen, these organizations do not help the United States. They do not help American people. No one. They're Marxist, leftist, communist organizations. They want to destroy our country. They want our government gone. They don't want, they're only taking you people along for the ride. And as long as you join in and stay with it, they're going to dispose of you when it's all done. I mean, you know, like I said, Al, they're arresting patriots to this day over this January 6th thing, which, like I said, we do not promote violence. But damn it, they're making this thing way fucking worse than what they do every day. They have an autonomous zone in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in George Floyd Park. They control blocks of a city in the United States.
Where we can't be touched.
Where the government won't go in. Businesses can't go in. People can't go in. Why in the hell is this going on? If the damn police and people will not stop this, why are we allowing this? And I'm not saying be violent. If 30 million people walk in there and say leave, they're going to leave. You don't have to be violent. with all these corporations and things, these businesses, this fake media, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, we've already done it in small numbers, the GameStop. If people would get together, stop, we're peace lovers. We don't like violence. We don't want to be violent, but we don't have to be violent. If we join together, merge together, if 30 million people stop going, promoting Facebook, drop your Facebook accounts, and things, don't do anything, Amazon, all of these places that support them, all these businesses, stop for 2 weeks. If it was a month, it'd be great. But if you got 30 million people to do it for a couple weeks, when the money stops coming to these people, they will start thinking their policies on what they're doing to the American people. And things will change. There's no violence. No one did anything violent to do that. Let's get together and take a stand for what we believe. And they have the right to believe what they believe. That's okay. That's good. Like God, like we talked about the God thing. It's okay to have different people,
but
different
these people
opinions.
want to try to take over, Larry.
Those are the further left,
right,
and the way
right,
our democratic government
they're
is
progressive.
Absolutely.
And they're going to keep on pushing
towards
and
one
until
world
they
order.
finally take over.
Yes.
Their whole mission is for us to fall down to a third world country.
Yes. Absolutely. And they control everything.
Yes.
And that's where it's going.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and
there's
if
bigger stakes at.
we have to merge together, all
Yes,
patriots,
absolutely.
all. I
We
don't
are the
care if
last
you're a
stop.
veteran, if you're it doesn't matter. If you believe what we believe, even if you don't believe all of what we believe, if you believe in your country and you believe in freedom and you believe in the constitutional rights that were given to us, our God-given rights, even if you don't believe in God, that's okay. It's good. We need differences. That's what the world is. Everybody the same would not be good. It would not be good. We need this. But we all need to come together as a group and strong. This is where Donald Trump, I feel, and I'm not a Trump supporter, Trump hater. You know, if Donald Trump comes back, okay, we need to take it upon ourselves and the government officials, the government that is still with us and still agree with us, and we need to work together, stand together, and change these policies. Get these people out of our government, out of our country if they're going to be violent and try to, anybody that stands for to want us to be dead or gone
Shouldn't be here.
for what, because we believe something different than they do, should not be in our country.
They're terrorists.
Leave this country. They are your terrorists, not us. Not us. We need to come together with it, and we need to get these people out of our government, and we need to come together across the country. All patriots. We have a very important. We have a very important event coming up June 12th in Columbus, Ohio. Before we get to that, I'd like to talk about the police stuff going on, all the defunding the police, getting rid of the police. The BLMs, the Antifa, that's what they want. They're trying to get rid of the law. Not only them, all your criminals, Al. All your criminals, which are the people that are disobeying the gun laws and cause all these, they want to change all these gun laws for people, for law-abiding citizens that do not go out and break the law with guns. If we had to have a permit to have a special type of gun, we get the permits. We abide by the law. If we want a semi-automatic gun, or we want a cannon, or whatever the law does allow, we get the permits to have them. We use them law-abiding. It's the criminals that don't. Stop trying to take all of our gun, and the government, they want our gun. BLM, Antifa, the far left, the one world order, they have to take our guns. They have to disarm you. That's what they are trying to do. If you have no guns, no weapons, look at any socialist country that's ever went, that's the first thing the government will do is take your guns, take your ability to fight. They take your freedom of speech. They take your freedoms away to be able to assemble so you can't. This is what's happening right here, has been happening. We've been talking about this. This is what originated our group.
Yes, it is.
It's exactly what started our group out. I mean, this is what has been, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what brought this on.
Oh, right.
We're
Absolutely.
tired of just sitting back, or taking away our rights, just pushing us back, telling us to shut up. We don't see what we see. We have no rights. We have no say. Well, damn it, this is America, and we do. And we do have a say. And we need to do this. But with the police, I mean, I'm not I say back to blue, we say back to blue, our group will stand with back to blue with as long as the police are not overstepping the law, breaking the thug stuff. There are bad cops. There are criminal cops. They're involved in killing people. There are.
There's bad people in everywhere.
Exactly. There are bad cops, but not all cops
we can't
are
lose
bad.
that. We can't lose.
You can't make every situation bad. Police are afraid to do their jobs. They're resigning, leaving the force everywhere. There aren't recruits coming. What are you people planning to do when there are no police? You say defund the police. Who is going to protect? Do you plan on protecting yourself? Do you want the wild, wild west?
The criminals won't keep their guns.
That's what they're waiting for.
Right.
And even if we as citizens, as patriots, law-abiding citizens, keep our guns,
it's time we wake up.
Are you willing, or do you have it in you to have to kill somebody, take their life, if they're going to take your stuff, if they're going to kill you?
Come down to.
I mean, if there are no police,
right.
Your banks, your money, your cars, who's going to protect this stuff? I mean, it will be like the wild, well, even in the wild, wild west.
Law enforcement is what keeps us safe. That's what keeps us going day to day from getting killed. And
back in Ponderosa, they had sheriffs. Maybe only one sheriff for the town. They even had law. Yeah. When there's no police whatsoever, all there can be is thugs, gangs, organizations, hired security by whatever organization, which is going to be way more crooked and corrupt than what we have right now as police. There are a lot of good cops. Police chief that just retired from our local community.
Right.
I've known this man my whole life. He is well, not my whole life. I'm sorry. I take that back. Since I was 18 years old. I've known the man. I'm 57. I've known him. He wasn't even a cop. He was a stock boy in high school coming out to be a cop. He was a lifetime. He is a good man. He is a good cop. I know many good. I worked with PAL, the Police Athletic League, the local police league here to help teach boxing. Fantastic officer that run that order. There are good cops, more good cops than there are bad cops. We need our police.
Oh, absolutely, we do.
There's so many, we're in Ohio, for instance, this incident that just happened with Mikhail Bryant in Columbus, Ohio. Not very far from where we're at. Kind of ties in to do the event from June 12th coming. Originally was an Ohio gun owners event, a Back to Blue event. They got canceled, but we'll talk about that more in a minute. But back to the Mikhail Bryant, the Columbus police shooting. Mikhail Bryant got shot and killed. We have LeBron James, we have stars, we have people going on Twitter and TV and saying just dumb things. I mean, dumb things. If you don't know what you're talking about or have any idea what you're talking about, don't go on national media and say dumb things.
Shouldn't even make a comment.
You have followers. You have people that love you, that look up to you. What's wrong with these sports people? Listen, and I have tactical training. Some I've worked with. I worked with the local code officials. You know, I trained with them back when I was an amateur fighter and stuff. I trained with, and they did their training and stuff. I can't say I'm a policeman and I'm totally law enforcement trained or you know, completely military tactical trained. But listen, the media only showed you what they wanted to show you. If you see the other videos that happened, this whole thing happened in 5 seconds. From the time the Columbus police officer pulled up, he gets out of his car, immediately there's a woman that a man kicks in the head, comes rolling across the sidewalk in front of Miss Bryant is standing beside her, just standing there, and she's stashing this knife beside this girl in the paint by the car. This man, a man, really, you're going to kick a woman in the head. You're a real man, you know. But he kicks a woman in the head. She rolls, does a roll. The police officer catches her from rolling. He's trying to stop her. The man runs back. He gets that done. He raises up. As he does, while he's catching the girl on the ground rolling from being kicked in the head, Michaela Bryant all of a sudden comes up with this dang knife from, I don't even know what you want to call it, this huge knife, and she's plunging it, going to plunge it into this girl standing against this car. The officer was, I'm going to say 10, 12 feet. There's no way he could have got a taser out and tased her and stopped it. There's no way he could have rushed her and got a hold of her. I mean, be real, guys. I mean, seriously, don't think. Look at the thing.
You had to react.
He had no choice. He had, the whole thing was 5 seconds. I mean, the whole thing. He saved this other woman's life. I'm sorry Michaela Bryant lost her life. It's terrible that a 16-year-old lost her life. There's a lot more to the situation that led up to this also.
She made that decision.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the officer saved the life of another young woman, okay? And the other people around. I mean, how do you know she wouldn't have stabbed another person? He did what he had to do. He's there to serve and protect. He done his job. He did not shoot Michaela Bryant because she's black. He did not. No, it has nothing to do with race. That man had nothing on his record from never even. I mean, he was a high school wrestler thing. There's never been racism there. Stop bringing the racism in. Stop trying to do this with you're villain. Honestly, you're villainizing criminals. You know, the George Floyd. I'm sorry he lost his life again. Terrible, tragic. A man lost his life. And maybe David Chauvin was over excessive. You know, I can't say, because there's things, in my opinion, there's a lot of stuff going around. You know, if you do know anything about tactical training, he got the subject down while you have a riot going on around you people until the entire situation's contained. If you let him up, then you've got him up. You've got the riot people around. You've got to contain them.
He's a known criminal. I mean, he has a record.
I'm sorry.
And so I'm sure that they've dealt with this guy before.